Okay.
Hey, everybody.
Neil started with his comments already, and I saw where he come in warning us that he was here.
How is everybody? I hope y'all are having a good weekend.
Cheryl said, "Hello, chestnuts."
Hello,
Central Texas.
chestnut.
Zoe don't use the term chestnuts anymore.
It don't roll off the tongue like everybody.
She used to say, "Hey, chestnuts." Now she just says, "Hey, everybody," or y'all. Sometimes she say y'all.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's see, Graham's family. Oh, Judy said before we get started, can she ask for a special prayer?
Sure.
Absolutely. I hope you guys have been having a good weekend. We've had a busy weekend.
Hey, Ed. I'm not wearing one of my football shirts, Ed.
No, we're both wearing our Okie shirts.
Hey, Kevin. I know you said Grounds family, but I'm just scrolling down through the list so I can catch up. I haven't seen. Judy has a procedure on Tuesday, so let me put that down.
Yes.
Keep going, Zoe. I'm
well, it's scrolling. I can't. It's just scrolling pretty fast. Cheryl said I don't use the term y'all as I'm originally from the north. It just rolls off the tongue.
I like chestnuts just fine, Cheryl.
Is Cheryl over there or is she over here?
What? I was reading it there. I'm reading it off the computer, Zoe.
I know.
Because you can only see like 3 comments at a time. And I'm trying to type. What?
Judy said thank you. She can become her smart. I think it's supposed to be Alec again.
Oh.
Her smart self again. Well, yeah. Our Louisiana life. Hi, guys. How are we this evening? We are good. We do have a little sick farmerette. He woke up this morning with the asthma, croupy, sinusy.
Allergy stuff, I guess.
Yes. So, yeah. He, as the night is falling, he is starting to feel pretty puny.
He was doing okay except for being stopped up until it got almost dark, and then he started wearing down, so he's just kind of laying around.
Yeah. I'm wondering, though, if he got into all that dust yesterday. We were in my grandmother's garage.
I told somebody at church that that's why y'all wasn't there. I said they went to Zoe's grandmother's birthday party and got everybody sick.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if it was dust and mold in that old garage or if it was just the people there and I don't know.
Well, I'm also wondering, he played in the backyard a lot. And I'm wondering if maybe he just isn't used to those natural elements. What am I trying to say? What am I trying to say?
I have no idea.
The grasses and stuff there.
I'm sure
and
it's
it probably
not that
got
much different. I wouldn't think, but could have been something there.
Mom just said it's school cooties.
Huh?
They're saying it's school cooties.
Well, there's no doubt. We've been talking about it for a couple of weeks at football practice that we know after they start the school you're going to be missing half your team. Everybody goes out sick. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss Pam's question, and I didn't know how long we would be on the other subject. She wanted to know whose barn they were in.
So the barn they were in is our barn that we lease. We got them from the neighbor's pasture. Him and his daughter got them over to ours and got them into the barn.
Yeah, that neighbor's across the road.
Yeah.
The pasture and barn that we lease is actually connected to our property.
Right.
That's where the brooders are. That's where Jack is. So that's...
Yeah.
Y'all have seen that before.
He got them in there and then we got there and got them out of there.
The barn where you see Zoe feeding the donkeys and cows every day, and where the brooders are, that's the same barn.
I was trying to see what Jacqueline said. Right there. It's storming there. Yeah, we've got some poor weather coming in.
We just had a little bit of a storm before we went live, and we were wondering how it was going to turn out, and it calmed down, but there may be some more coming, so we'll just play it by ear.
We're just kind of watching that.
Looks like a day off for Rhett tomorrow. Nah, he'll probably go ahead. He's just kind of laying around.
He's going to be puny first thing. It's always like that. You know, when you wake up, how you just feel gross, but as the day goes, you feel a little better. And then he'll wear back down in the evening. He'll be like that a couple of days, I'm sure.
He's already asked me about football tomorrow, so he should be fine. It is Kim's first time on our live. She's in Michigan.
Yes.
Kim, I hope that it turns out to be a good one. We don't really know.
And we don't scare you
most
away.
of the time. It can turn a little ridiculous sometimes, and I hope that it doesn't happen. But there's Dean, Random Things I Do. He's the one that was on the live with Neil.
I can't swallow all my yawns tonight. I'm already started. Cindy said
Zoe made it a whopping 6 minutes before she started yawning.
Cindy said she's glad we found Miss Brooke and her eggs. Y'all, I actually was shocked. I wondered if she was laying because she just up and disappeared like she did last time. And we were just feeding, and all of a sudden I heard them doing their hollering that you know, woo, woo, whatever they do.
Well, how'd that go?
Woo, woo.
You sure that was a peacock?
No.
Oh.
Why don't you show us how peacock?
Sounded more like a pigeon.
How does a peacock do?
I don't know.
What
I've
do
never
they
heard
say?
them.
They say something.
I've never heard them.
What do they say?
I don't know.
Hello, hello.
It kind of does sound like that. The first one sounded like a pigeon.
That's what the
Judy said the lives are always lively.
Oh, that's good.
Kim found us through Eddie family.
Oh, goodness.
They are good people. I try my best not to miss their lives, but I'm usually late, and Kevin will be sure to point it out. So, Kim, if you see me show up late, I didn't do it intentionally.
Yeah. So, yeah. But we,
Yes, Neil, we are the ones that watched you and Dean live. We actually, I think I saw a post from Brandon that they were on.
Yeah.
I think Brandon posted that y'all were doing a live, and I hopped on there and watched it for a little bit, and I had to get off and go back to editing.
Well, anyway, she flew down, and I just happened to see her flying a pretty good distance. And then Jason started going nuts because he hadn't seen her in days, and he's just like fluttering around and hollering. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know, he is so excited to have found her. I guess she was hiding well enough that he couldn't find her either. Because you remember last time when he found her, he went with her and just stood there beside her the whole time.
Hey, Stephanie.
Hey, Stephanie.
Stephanie popped in and said, what's up? Zoe gets a little long-winded. I try not to interrupt her.
But
I was trying to be nice.
if you remember last time, Jason would just stand there. That's how the neighbor found him, because he saw his blue feathers on his neck.
Yeah.
And he'll come and go. And that's like, I was like, okay. So he finally found her. So I'm just walking around. And I was like, I told Nick, I said, I got to go look for her. Now that we know she's okay, there's going to be eggs somewhere. We might not find them because it gets kind of thick up there. But I said, we're going to try it. So off I went, and I probably got 10 steps up that hill, and there he was. I was like, okay. And I missed her the first time. Like, I walked up and turned around, came back, and then I spotted her. And I put the phone down, and I started telling you, she's right here. She's right here.
And I shook my head. And then she yelled my name again and pointed again, and I shook my head, yes. I get it. And I went back to what I was doing, and she did it again. And I finally just started giving her thumbs up. I'm like, Zoe, I don't know what you want. But Zoe was at the top of the hill, and I didn't know how she wanted me to acknowledge her. But I shook my head, I'm giving you thumbs up. Please don't ask me to do a cartwheel because I can't. But that's all I got.
Well, I mean, I was just so excited because we've lost all the babies.
I know.
And for her to have 5 more, we know they got to be fertile at this point.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because all her other ones hatched. So I was like, oh my gosh, we have another opportunity.
Dean said his sense of humor done got him in trouble once today, so he's afraid to say too much.
Stephanie can't do a cartwheel either.
Well, I'm behind. I scrolled back so I wouldn't miss anything.
So we actually brought the incubator home with us here and have the eggs here at home. And I will probably baby these when they hatch and put them in a brooder here at home, just because I don't need Jack trying to help out any. And so we'll just see. I'm excited we got a second chance.
Mary said, "Is Miss Brooks still in the nest, or what is she doing now?"
No, she is back up and walking around. So I did contemplate leaving one egg, but I also said that's one less chance for us to hatch another. And if something was to come after the egg, it would probably get her first. And so we got 2 laying seasons out of her in one season. You know what I mean? 2 clutches in one season.
I don't know how many eggs they lay a year, but
what's wild is her first clutch was 5. And the second clutch had 5.
And every one of them hatched. It was down to 2 before we made the decision to just go on and catch them. And then whatever happened with Jack, we don't know.
But we ain't going to risk it again.
Either way, he opened the brooder and let them out.
Right. Neil said he can do a cartwheel. He just needs the right tools to get it off the cart. So some people did tell us we probably need to leave her one, but I really didn't want to risk her becoming prey because we wanted to leave her one. She's back. She's fine. She's up and eating and drinking and walking around and doing the same thing she was doing before she started sitting.
But even if she successfully sat on that egg, hatched it, the chances of it surviving was 0.
Yeah. Right.
We would have lost all 5 anyway if we had let them stay with her initially. Because
another night, probably.
She was keeping them on top of that hill.
Yeah.
And the dogs aren't up there. The dogs don't go up there. I mean, they will if we go, but our predator control is not in that area. They're down there with the goats and the other birds.
We don't have any animals up there.
So, yeah, that just wasn't going to work out. So she had 5, and gosh, were 3 of them white?
2 white.
2 white?
We lost 1 white.
And that was what surprised Jason, was the fact that one of the white ones made it when the others didn't.
I know.
He's like, they'll be the first ones to go.
Right.
But Mr. Jim said Jack didn't do that. You got a barn poltergeist. We know Jack did it.
We just don't know why.
There's
Jack hair. There was Jack hair on the door of the brooder.
We had a lot of people that made excuses.
He said he wouldn't do that. He's a good boy.
Well, people were making excuses for Jack, saying that there was some kind of predator in there.
Which, I mean, could have been. But.
So people have said Jack was going after the predator and accidentally released the chicks. I think Jack was after their food for some reason. Who knows?
I don't know, because he had never bothered it before.
He had never done it before, but either way, he turned them loose. Oh.
What?
Stephanie told a secret.
What? I can't see.
Well, that's because you can only see 3 comments at a time. That's why I look at the laptop. Don't you guys tell Brandon they had a turkey hatched out 1 chick, but they can't find the chick.
Oh, no.
Well, they were going to move her and the baby, but decided to leave her there, and they figure a snake got it. So the first clutch of
I really
eggs,
wonder why they have such a snake issue with all them darn guineas. You know?
I'm not sure.
You know, because guineas are notorious for killing.
Well, I don't know. Some of those that he's pointing out are a little bigger. Well, number one, guineas ain't going in the water, which is where you got the snake you
that's
saw
true.
today.
Sue said the first 48 cold case.
But the others that you've seen were under things.
Random things. Said be right back. Gonna call Brandon.
They were under things. Guineas don't lift 10.
That's true.
And things like that. So, look, if you start lifting stuff out there at the farm, I don't care how many guineas you got, you're going to find a snake.
Not me. I ain't lifting nothing.
I lifted that tarp that day and sent Zoe a picture, and she still got chill bumps. It was a picture on my phone.
You know what? I did video Chance lifting a tarp just in case there was a snake under it the other day. I was like, you know what?
You were going to make fun of him for doing the exact same thing you would have done.
This would be really good if there's a snake under it because he's going to react the exact same way I would have.
He's going to be way worse than Brandon ever thought about.
Peed in your pants. Peed in his pants.
I hope it would have been his own pants.
Your pants are a little big.
He can't wear my pants.
A friend's guineas run off anacondas. They have anacondas. Y'all.
I'm just relieved we don't have anacondas here, Lorraine, so I'm going to let you keep those animals.
Did I go pale?
Thanks. Jacqueline said it would have ran straight for you.
It would have. That would have been a funny video. That thing come running, I'd fall, and he'd climb on me, and he'd laugh in the camera.
I wish you'd have got your opportunity. That would have been good stuff. Ooh. Ed's got fresh butter beans ready.
That sounds good. We smoked a chicken. Well, we ain't getting started on food, but just know we smoked a chicken, and as soon as we're done, I'm slicing cauliflower into steaks, and I'm gonna roast it with a little oil and some bacon and sour cream. Miss
Lynn said, where did her comment go? It doesn't roll that Jack smelled the chicken feed. I think that too, but.
She was saying she's getting a storm right now.
Now, Kim made a good point. They do typically go up at night. Mm-hmm. Our guineas roosted in the trees, they have a pen there. And I saw somebody ask earlier about a storm last night. I think it might have been Jacqueline. Yes, we got a doozy last night. That'll be in the video Tuesday.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that will be in the video Tuesday.
17 minutes and we're already on food. I ain't talking about no more.
Cassie, no, we're not going to let her start on food tonight. She's even given up on swallowing yawns, so we don't have to deal with any of that foolishness. Have you got another shipment of meat birds, or is it not time? We have probably finished our processing for the year. Both boys playing football. I start long hours in October. We're probably not going to do another batch this year.
Right. Did the screen go dark?
I think yours did.
Yeah, it's okay.
It looked like your phone dimmed.
I mean, it's full battery, so we're okay. They're still talking about snakes. We are not scrolling.
I am. Miss Sue said, waiting to see who caught the longest python this past week. Did they have some kind of python wrangling down there in your area, Miss Sue? Neil's never smoked a chicken, only cigarettes.
Candy said they didn't get any rain at her house in Huntsville, but it's raining where Miss Lynn is. She said it's a storm right now.
She's over around Centerville.
Yeah, I don't know where any of them.
Debbie said, we're going hungry because Nick's working. Well,
yes.
If you were going to order chicken,
yes. Tammy said it's been storming in East Tennessee last night and again today.
CS Nanny, please don't talk about snakes. Well, Zoe was saying the same thing.
Jacqueline said it's raining in Wilsonville. $10,000 to the winner.
Stephanie's headed home listening in the background. That's the way I end up having to listen to the first part of everybody's lives. We're always driving back from football.
Oh, yeah.
So
Mary's talking about Florida snake hunting. Our friends just, they've been doing alligator hunting. She got drawn to do a
she got
tag.
a tag, yeah.
Well, you have to be drawn. You have to be selected. And you can only do it every 2 or 3 years. You can only be put in the lottery every 2 or 3 years. And she was picked. We've shared with you guys River showing casting the net and all. And it's his mom and dad and another friend of ours. And they caught them a
9'6".
9'6" gator last night and tagged it. And
which is not huge, but
she was nice size.
Pretty good to have to pull into a boat. But one of the guys I work with that lives on the Alabama River, they got a 13-footer last weekend just down from him.
Yeah.
Have
the alpacas finally tried the pool yet? So
Shadow walked in it.
I was gonna say we drained it to wash it out and refill it. And oh gosh, you got a spammer.
What?
You got a spammer.
That's that same clown. Goodness.
So we what was I talking about? Oh, we cleaned it out and it was empty and he climbed in it. But it was empty. But he won't get in it while there's water in it. So
no.
But he knows he can get in it, so that's a good thing.
The python snake winter will be at least 20 feet long.
Deputy Dan said beware of those buzztail rattleworms.
Yeah, now those are the ones I'm going to get away from.
Have you thought about putting a pen up like Dutch is doing for the peacocks and peahens?
Yes.
We have. I really, really want to build an apiary behind the potager.
It's going to have to be pretty large. When we released Homie and Oakley, we thought about moving them just into a different pen. And I honestly, Brooke and Jason have always free range. They never leave. They're right there. That's home. We thought those two had been there long enough for that to be home. I just have a real problem with them being in too small of an area. Right. So I would want it to be a pretty big area. Dutch's is pretty large. The one that Kevin was using was pretty large, and the one that Nico uses is very large.
I really like his.
So
whatever we will do,
I want to build it something similar to what Nico at Our Brown Farmhouse has done. It's just so. But he has to confine his because they have them wild where they live.
Yeah.
So his would leave with the wild ones the way our turkeys did.
Yeah. So Brooke and Jason have the aviary. She's saying that's right. It's pretty nice size too. We've been in there several times. And and that's the same idea. But we've got to revamp our potager first.
That's right.
And once we get the fencing going on it, we'll incorporate an aviary to the back side of it.
Are the peacocks mean like a rooster? No.
Ours are not. Now, some can be.
I guess they probably could. But
I mean, ours we don't pet. Y'all could see that I was able to touch Brooke when she's on a nest because she trusts me.
Mm-hmm.
But any other time, we're not petting them like you can a chicken. You're not. But ours get within 3 or 4 feet of you if you're filling up water, anything. They want to hang out where you're at.
Zoe was able to pick Oakley up.
Yeah.
And when we first released them, we handled her and Homie, and we have held Jason and Brooke.
Right.
But not on a regular basis. They're not pets like that. They will approach you. Both of them will follow you just about anywhere you go on the farm.
Mm-hmm. Lorraine's got the right words. Trouble is, it all takes money.
Exactly.
And nothing is inexpensive anymore.
No. So Lorraine, I'm going to be honest, I am focusing most of our funds on fencing. but you still have to do the other projects. I'm just having to do what can be done when it can be done. And you still have to supply feed and medications and
Yeah, your day-to-day operations
yeah.
are the
So
bulk of it.
yeah, so you've gotta be a good steward of what you have and do it when you can do it.
Lorraine said when she was little, her grandmother had peacocks. They would wait on top of the house and jump
That's not
off.
Lorraine. That says LaDonna.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And jump off at them when they came out of the house, and it scared her. Cowbell. Jacqueline said, "Work in progress, always. It's always." And even when you, like my protege one, our original, we got it, and I was like, "This is good," but then I was like, "I don't like this."
Well, when you are putting that kind of time and effort into something, you want it to be the way you want it. If you're gonna do it right.
There's been many projects that we did what we could with what we had
to get by,
to get it done and to be able to use it. But like that, I had it in my head one way, and when I saw it come to fruition, I did not like it, and I ended up not utilizing it.
Mm-hmm.
There's Nico. He said, "Do it right the first time." That's right, and we're learning that. That's why we always say, "Don't." It's not a how-to; it's how we do. Because every bit of this, we've had to redo several things, and
that's right.
And it's making us, we can look at something and say, "You remember when we did this part wrong, or it didn't work out? Let's not do that again."
Yeah, all the time.
Even like the type of wire or the adjustments of heights of things, anything. We're like, that didn't work out. So wire is always it's the same one.
I know, it's just a different name.
I don't get it. It'll delete.
I didn't want to pin it. I want to delete it.
Well, it didn't block them.
Yes, it did.
Okay, now it is. So, Kim said, "I really want to get chickens, but want to do it right."
A lot of it is trial and error. You learn from your mistakes.
That's right.
But Lynn made a very good point. Pay as you go, or it ceases to be enjoyable.
That's right.
Always having to worry about debt. So that's one thing we don't want to do. The whole point of doing all of this was to make things better. And
at least Stephanie gets gas. She forgot she needed to get gas. She'll be back.
I don't know why she didn't just drive on home and wait for Brandon to drive her car. That's what we do around here.
That's what we do, is wait on Brandon to drive our car.
No, you wait on me to drive your car.
Hey, Granny.
Zoe say, "Hey, let's take the Yukon." I know that sucker's empty. Zoe, it doesn't give me a mileage to empty anymore. It just says low. She said, "That came on yesterday." Yesterday when? I don't know.
Madonna said goats tear up too much and they've messed up all the chicken coops, and they will.
Yeah.
They will. We've got some goats right now with the chickens, because we've got to build another pen for the boy goats.
That's right.
And we're not going to worry with fixing those chicken coops, because the chickens don't come out of their pen, out of their fencing, but they stay in that paddock. That's what I'm trying to say. They stay in the paddock, but we're just not going to worry with fixing their hut until it's until we get the boys moved.
Nico said they save no matter how long it takes to ensure they do it right once.
Yep.
And things are so expensive nowadays that Band-Aid fixes, not doing it first time, can end up being more costly. Yeah. And that's fact. It can be more expensive having to do it over. But
hey, Mom.
Sometimes there's a necessity there.
Yeah.
And you have to get something done. And sometimes it just needs to wait, which is what a lot of our projects right now are doing, is just waiting.
Yeah.
They're waiting until it can be done the right way.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing.
And we just make do until then. We just figure out, like the cows being in with the goats for, a week or so. We don't was not in the works to build a whole brand new paddock right now.
Well,
so we're just making do, and
we need to make some repairs to the leased pasture, which there's just some places in that fence that are not really as tight as they could be. And we knew that.
Right.
And they were not going anywhere until they went into heat and there's a bull across the road. And then it was time to go through those loose sections. And I wouldn't call them loose. If you go to the top of that hill, there's a tree that fell during a storm. And I cut all the limbs off the fence. And one of the T-posts is bent and the wire is sagging there.
yeah.
So I just didn't fool with it. And it hadn't been an issue until now, but it's got to be fixed. So we'll probably have to do that. Does Natalie get her own gas?
I bet.
Because
Natalie
Stephanie said she'd be hitchhiking if she did that.
Nick used to get my gas. Now he just rolls his eyes. He used to go and get my gas for me. Now he's like, ugh.
I never get in that Yukon that it has fuel in it.
But you gotta think, you get in it at the end of the week when I get gas at the beginning of the week.
I might have to test that. I'm gonna get in it just randomly on a Monday and see if it's got fuel in it.
Okay, because I don't.
I bet it don't.
I bet it does because I got gas Friday. And I had to drive. Well, I got gas yesterday. I had to drive to my grandma's house.
You did.
So it's got gas in it right now.
Jacqueline asked, "Did we have any more processed chickens?"
I have.
You smoked the last one.
I smoked the last one.
That's the one you pulled out. Was the last one.
I did.
And I told Zoe, I said, so let me explain the chicken thing. I don't think we've ever even talked about that part. So when you start your processing, occasionally you'll have one that will have a dislocated leg, a broken wing, things like that.
Things that don't affect the meat or anything. It's just a visual part.
I won't sell it.
Right.
So those are the ones we keep for our freezer.
Or we have a couple of people who know that will ask.
Do you have any damaged birds? Yeah, I've got a couple of those. And they'll buy those. Just because I mark them down.
Right.
I discount them if they're damaged. But either way, Jacqueline, we had one. And we didn't even mean to. We didn't mean to keep it. We had more that weighed that exact weight than what we thought we did. And it wasn't on the list. So we had an additional 5.7 in there. And when Zoe asked me to smoke the chicken, I said, "Did you get one of the damaged ones?" Because I needed to know if I needed to cut a wing off or what I needed to be looking for. Or was it the 5.7? She said, that was it. So now we have none. None that I would sell unless somebody requested a damaged bird.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever even talked about that. But if I have a bird that's injured, I won't sell it.
Lorraine put a temporary cat enclosure up when she moved here. Still almost 5 years later. Thought I would have moved into my own home by now. I understand. I said at the beginning of the year, this would be last year. At the beginning of the year, I said it'd be our last year there having Christmas. And here we are. It's almost Christmas again.
Kathy said my husband always switches cars with me once it needs fixed and gas.
No, not mine. He'd say, well, go get some gas.
I did swap with you for a long time. When you were not working, you were taking my truck to the farm every day. I swapped with you.
That's because I had to go get feed in the truck. It wasn't nothing to do with gas or being sweet. It's because I had to take care of farms.
I understand. I'm just saying I swapped with you for a long time, but I never made you get gas in that truck because it holds 36 gallons.
See, Catherine. Hey, Catherine.
Catherine said she was really late.
Read the one before.
Maybe that was the first one. Oh, possible tornado touchdown in Selma. Lots of damage, much of the county without power. Selma hadn't been that long, had a big one through there. Lorraine said, question about feather plucking machine. How do they not bruise the birds? They can. You have to be very careful with your scalding time. The scalding time, if it's too little, the feathers don't come out. If it's too long, the skin starts tearing in the plucker. But usually you do better if you have a plucker that you can run more than one chicken in at a time, and that keeps them from being damaged.
Right, because they rub against each other rather than the rubber fingers more than anything.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Jacqueline said they were out of power from 4 until 11 this morning. 4 yesterday. Oh my gosh.
You had it while I was gone. You said it went off here at home.
Oh, it was terrible. The power went off and it was thundering and lightning. I knew we had a bad storm. I just didn't know how bad until we got.
They're about to get hammered right now. The weather radio's going off.
Well, it comes from Selma this way.
Well, I was gonna.
But I didn't know how bad it had gotten until we got to the farm today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Video on Tuesday, by the way.
Yeah. So we if it goes out, everything will go out, but my phone won't because it's not running off the Wi-Fi.
Well, if the weather starts getting bad, we'll go ahead and get off here. That way we don't leave anybody hanging.
Yeah.
But we had said that we were going to play it by ear with the weather tonight because we weren't sure.
Right.
So,
have you seen the plucker that Mike and Tanya have? I have not. I'm not sure what they might have built one. It might be one of the brands we know.
I'm trying to remember if I've seen what plucker they have. I've watched plenty of their stuff, but I don't know if I've seen what plucker they have. We have the Featherman plucker, but we also have the old Yardbird feather plucker. It's the first one we got, and I may decide to sell it. We kept it as a backup, but I don't think there's any need for it.
Ed's trying to talk about food.
Parmesan cheese is good on butter buns.
It's going to be good on cauliflower, too.
Don't start talking about food. We can't talk about food this time.
Judy said, do we have a tornado shelter? We do not. We actually the center room is Mackenzie's closet, and it is the safe room.
Her
space.
Closet is attached to the chimney.
Yeah.
There's an old chimney, and there's not a fireplace in the house anymore, but the chimney is still there, and her closet is attached to it, so that's the safe place. If we can get in there. She's a teenage girl, so I doubt very seriously if you can get in there.
She said they think it's a Yardbird. It looks like an old ringer washer. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have one of those.
That was our first one, and then we got the Featherman when we started doing more birds.
Oh, Catherine made bread in the Dutch oven and dipped it in butter bean juice. That sounds really good.
Deputy Dan said they are getting 60-mile-per-hour winds in central Arkansas right now. That may be where Kevin went. He may be in a storm.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy, go ahead.
She said no food talk unless you can send it to Maryland. Christy, we are not yet, but Catherine was telling us that it's headed this way. We might end up having to ride to the farm if it gets too bad.
Like we did last time.
Yeah. It's cool and 75. It was kind of cool. We're supposed to have a lot cooler weather this week, aren't we?
They said it was going to cool down this week. We'll see. I'm hoping.
Me too.
It would be nice.
We sweated to death.
People are trying their best to tell me what they're eating tonight. There's no use in talking about food on our live. Kevin is in the area we are having storms, what Reba said. I'll check on him as soon as we get off here, Reba. That may be where he went. He's dealing with high winds.
Yeah, I arrived in Arkansas.
Trust me, when high winds start up, wreaks havoc on the farm.
Yep.
We need the old way back for building things. Everyone help each other on each farm.
I'm all for it.
I'll
That's
help y'all.
one thing.
Y'all help me like the Amish do.
You know, that's one thing that Miss Tanya is always good about. Is she likes to barter. You know,
Yeah.
we don't
She
do
does.
a whole lot of exchanging money for things. We just barter back and forth.
You know, that's we did that with some of our Thanksgiving turkeys, and we did it with feeder pigs.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that taught us how to butcher pigs on the farm did that in exchange for 2 feeder pigs.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever try to sign up for a class in butchering a pig, it's going to cost you anywhere from $400, $600 to $800, and sometimes you don't even get any meat out of it.
Yeah.
But we bartered that, and then we traded a Thanksgiving turkey to the same guy for a leg of lamb, smoked beef tallow. It was Wagyu beef tallow. And you got some kind of salves and stuff that he makes. We just bartered that for Thanksgiving turkey. I like doing it that way.
That way everybody feels like they win. You know,
yeah, you're not just handing over money.
Yeah.
You know, if you try to be a friend and don't charge enough, then you got messed up on the deal because you didn't cover your expenses. And if you charge too much, then you feel like you're doing somebody wrong. My best friend and I do that. I just traded pears for fresh eggs. Nothing wrong with that.
Yep, that's right.
Lorraine said that would be a good idea. You could do it with fencing or whatever needs done on the farm. Spend a day at each farm doing what needs doing. I don't see any problem with it.
That's right.
But you got to have the materials and all that good stuff, and that is what kills everybody, is getting the materials together. Good grief. Dean said, when you talk about pigs, all I can think about is food. We cannot avoid the subject of food on our lives, apparently.
We cannot. I want to talk about food so bad.
We'll talk about it, Zoe. You ain't got but 18 minutes, if that long.
So day before yesterday, the boys decided, well, Chance came in and said that the neighbor, she's elderly, was outside trying to do some limb work. And so he said, can I go and see if she needs help? So I said, yes, just don't get in her way. If she tells you no, just come on back. Well, he helped her for a few minutes, and she told him to go get a basket and pick all the pears that they wanted. Just give her a bag of them because she couldn't reach them. So they took a clothes basket and went and got a bunch of pears and gave her a bag of pears and brought them back home. So today, me and Mackenzie got them cubed up, actually sliced up and peeled. And I have pears soaking in sugar and lemon juice right now in the refrigerator because I'm trying a different method. And
thank you, Jacqueline.
And so then we made some jelly with pear scraps. And tomorrow we're going to make pear preserves. I am, because they're going to be gone.
Yep. And somebody had asked me, I know what it was. Jason and Brooke on their live were talking about fig preserves. And his friend Michael Key was waiting on some. And I said, if you'll show up to Pedals, we'll bring you some.
Yeah.
Because Zoe has made her fig preserves.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So I'm actually going to be doing that. And I'm going to take us some jars of the different fruits that we've been working with lately. She said a third of a T-post.
Hey, anything helps, Jacqueline.
And so I also have lots of...
Sue said she had pears running out her ears. We would have probably had a decent crop of pears if we had more than one tree, but somebody ran over a pear tree.
It was a partridge.
Well, our trees don't pollinate now because somebody ran over one. Catherine said Michael Key's road is tore up. 20.
We'll have to look on the news.
I'll check on everybody when I get off here.
Judy
Thank
sent you a
Judy.
sticker.
She sure
she got
did.
the other half of that T-post.
Now we got a T-post, Jacqueline, between you and Judy. Thank y'all. Look, we're talking about stuff being expensive. That does not mean that y'all have to do stuff like that, but we certainly appreciate it.
Yeah. So yeah, I've also thought about we have lots of pork fat. Leaf lard in the freezer.
Your leaf lard you're supposed to bake with.
Yes. So actually what I'm going to do is between now and petals is I'm going to render it down and strain it. She said because she wanted to.
No, Dee said we're struggling not to talk about food because you all ask us to. And what do? Start talking about food. Because I finally had to turn her loose. Zoe didn't know what else to talk about if we didn't talk about food.
Look, we got another super sticker. We got 2 T-posts. Oh my gosh, we are on the roll.
What in the world is going on now? Whatever it is, Mackenzie's rounding it up.
So anyway, I've got leaf lard, which is pig fat, that I'm going to render down and strain a few times. And I'm going to jar it up and I'm going to bring it to Petals and find it some homes because it is shelf stable.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find fresh farm fresh leaf lard.
Maureen said pork lard was the final straw.
I've heard you need 2 or more to pollinate. Yes.
That's right. And the first year we had the other pear tree there, it did really, really well. And then I don't even remember. It's been so long ago. We talked about it when it happened, but something happened and Zoe ran over it and it just...
I was looking to the side and I ran over it.
Whatever it was. I think she ran over it with a water trailer.
Probably.
I think, but I don't remember. But either way, Zoe ran over it, so it's not.
I do have to tell them one thing, because if I don't, Chance will be very upset with me. His birthday is going to be Wednesday, and he needed everybody to know that he's going to be 10 years old on Wednesday. So I don't know if we're going to be on here or not. I'm sure we will, but he would like to go to dinner.
We can let him be on the live on Wednesday for his birthday.
Okay, let's do that.
Because if we go to dinner and stuff, it's going to be way before 8 o'clock.
Yeah. So he's going to probably get on here with us Wednesday because his birthday will be then.
Be that day.
Yep.
That was the only other thing I looked to see. I was like, I knew I had something else to talk about. They both played their first jamboree game this weekend.
They did, and it went very well. Very well for them. It was so hot. Yesterday was so hot.
It was bad.
But everybody did good.
Farmer Rhett, y'all, I have some video of it, and it'll go in there at some point. Farmer Rhett was playing right guard on the offensive line. He was not snapping the ball. He missed some of his assignments and he got moved over. But he was blocking that kid like 10 yards down the field. He just shoved him off.
He dug them feet in and was on.
He got them little thick legs going, and that boy couldn't push him nowhere. And then Chance's team, which is the one I coach or help coach, we had an 8-0.
Can I?
Yeah.
Okay.
We did win that one 8-0, and I had a little boy look me in the eye. Y'all, we talked about this being a small town program. I had a kid look me in the eye in the end zone and said, Coach, I've never won a football game before, and he's played like 3 years. I said, and I won't call his name, but I said, I've still got to talk, son. Don't say stuff like that. I had a lump in my throat because this kid has played ball down there, and it's just this little bitty program, and it's just now rejuvenating. And he said, Coach, I've never won a game before. I didn't know how to respond. Did you get it handled? Kim said her son played guard and tight end.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Rhett's age group, if they had a tight end, it would just be an extra blocker. But he was playing guard. He's used to playing center, and he wasn't getting his stance just right. Kept hitting himself in the butt with the ball because he was trying to pop up too quick and block, and you can't do that. You have to
So they got somebody
snap the ball first.
with a little longer legs and a little more petite.
The
figure.
ball doesn't fit through his legs all that good to start with, but as long as he's just snapping the ball, he does fine. It's when he has to snap it and pop up and block that he gets his butt in the way. And basically, he's just not completing the snap before he stands up. And his legs are so short that he hits himself in the butt.
I know, Lorraine. Me too. Somebody asked me, Jill said, what was the score for something? I said it was 1-0. She said, how do you get 1-0 in football? I was like, I mean, they won. I don't know. That's just how it is. People, I said it, Zoe.
I don't let Zoe update things like that. And if we're making a post, I tell her how to word it because she'll have it all kind of jacked up.
I would.
Yeah. Chance ran one in for a home run or some garbage, and
what was that,
they had 1 point. No, we didn't. And Zoe always says the score backwards.
Well, I thought you're always supposed to put the big number first.
You do, which you never do.
Oh. No, I thought you put.
You'll say, we won 0-8. What? No.
It is what it is.
Mary just yelled, Zoe.
I don't keep score. They tried to hand me the scorebooks a few times, and I said, nope, you keep on passing that along.
Usually Zoe can keep up with baseball. She can do fine. Football, you can forget it. She's not keeping score in football. But in baseball, she could keep up with the score okay, but she couldn't do the score book because it's filling in the bases. And you have to mark when somebody's getting a hit or an error, and she gets to watching the game. She don't write anything down.
Yeah.
So you keep Game Changer so that you can just update it and tell me what score is. Judy said her one and only granddaughter turns 10 in September. Not too far behind, Jen.
It's not. Yep.
Tammy said her boys laugh at her. She does the same thing. Zoe's always done that. I just got you. I've tried to teach her kind of how the scoring works, but
Sue said, I think
she's not that worried about it.
Brad will be better for football and Chance for baseball, ? What are your thoughts as a coach and a daddy?
Chance likes baseball better, so I think he focuses on it a little more. Maybe.
He plays football because that's what you do in the fall here.
Yeah. And his daddy won't let him play fall baseball.
Keeps you well-rounded.
Rhett really loves both.
He does. They both.
I don't think Chance cares that much for football. He just does it to be doing it.
Yeah.
He's got no passion for it. Rhett really, really likes it. So Rhett's not old enough for me to know which one he's going to lean
He's
toward
just
yet.
now getting in where he understands it.
Well, so he hated both last year.
Yes.
This year he loved baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And I was concerned how it was going to work out with football because he hated it so bad.
Oh, it was terrible.
Well,
last year.
Then he got there this time and he loves it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But he's only had like 1 year of each to really enjoy. So I don't know which one he's going to lean to or which one he'll be better at. Chance likes baseball better, but performance-wise, he's probably better at football.
Yeah.
He likes baseball better.
He does really good at baseball except for hitting. His hitting, he lacks. He's got the speed. He can work the
He's
bases. He's got a good throw for outfield.
baseball is a very mental game, and his thought process works too slow a lot of times to react to what he needs to. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Football, he's better at because here's the play. This is what you do. Go.
Yeah.
So he can do it, but he doesn't have a passion for it. So I don't know. It kind of baffles that.
Did you do sports?
Yes. Mostly baseball, some football, and then here I am coaching football, and I hate coaching baseball.
Yeah.
So I played more baseball, but I hate coaching it. When I was cake decorating, I'd have to go and ask the store manager who and what the emblems were for the yellow winning teams on the Super Bowl because I don't know anything about it. But you asked me about NASCAR, I can tell you. I've never gotten into NASCAR, but Zoe might have been because she grew up in Talladega. So
I only went one time and didn't stay the whole time. I had no interest in it. Now we have friends who really love NASCAR, but I've never.
That is something else I forgot to talk about. I was going to put a banner up about it, and Catherine just reminded me that she needed to get some mums from the boys.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not running an ad on here. That's not what I meant when I said talk about it. But somebody had such an exceptional idea. So Zoe posted it on our page that they were selling mums. For some reason, that's their fundraiser. They sell mums. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we had someone send a message that asked if she could buy one through Venmo to the league and just have us take it to the nursing home.
I thought that was a great idea.
So Farmer Rhett is going to deliver one of those mums to the nursing home. When they're delivered, the lady even specified what color she wanted delivered. Mm-hmm. She bought the mum, and Farmer Rhett is going. Thankfully, we have a friend that actually is the administrator over our local nursing home.
Yeah,
and
good friend.
We're going to work it in with him and get him to point us to a lady that would need some cheering up, and we're going to let Farmer Rhett take her mum.
Mm-hmm. Well, sure.
And I thought that was an exceptional idea. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of people that said, hey, can I just buy one and you keep it or give it away, whatever. But she specified that it go to a nursing home.
And I love
that.
That way I didn't have to make the decisions about what to do with it.
I could see, hey, I can't pick it up, but I'd like to buy one to help support the little boys. Just give it to somebody. Okay, I get that. That makes plenty of sense. But this one specified take it to a nursing home.
Love it.
Catherine said, yes, it's Hatley's, but yes.
Yeah.
His stepdad actually owned it, and he is the administrator of it now. Mm-hmm. Coaches football with us, and our boys are good friends.
Yep. So,
Christy said how much are they, but I don't know.
They're $20 a piece for large mums. These are apparently really large mums.
I couldn't tell you.
There's various colors, and if that's something somebody's interested in, I'll put it on the community tab. It's on the Facebook page.
Did you already put it on a community tab? I know it was on Facebook.
I don't know. I will.
Because that's where the lady messaged us.
And if somebody inquires about it, you can email me, and I can give you the league's Venmo.
I need to make sure. Catherine said the lightning is ferocious. I'm getting off here. That means we've got about 10 minutes before it gets here, so it's a good thing. But I'll have to talk to him about it and see. We may not can do a lot of video, but we will try to. We will get video in of Rhett walking in.
Cheryl said it is on the community tab.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm. So we just thought that was a pretty good idea, especially for the people who love. We have so many of you guys who love to support the boys and all their stuff. Christy, she's always out there, rooting for our kids, and I just put it out there, and that's a good way that you can help them out and spread a little cheer while not being here.
That's right.
So
Kim said I haven't seen them for sale up here yet in Michigan.
Well, ours are not going to be ready yet.
They're not going to be delivered till like October.
Yes, the sale, maybe at the end of September. I can't remember. We're selling them through the beginning of September, and we'll pick them up either the end of September or beginning of October.
I think it's the beginning of October when you pick them up.
Right. So they're not. They're probably still just growing right now.
Yes, Joni, she said, am I still catching you live? We are just wrapping up.
We are. We got some weather coming in.
Got some weather headed this way, and our hour's up anyway. So that's typically what we try to shoot for is about an hour, unless Zoe's got some kind of silliness going on that people
There's no
swallowing yawns or something.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap up. We need to finish cooking before you lose power.
We will see y'all live on Wednesday, and we'll have a video out for you on Tuesday.
Yep. Sure will.
Bye guys.